Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Katelyn and I like to film eyeshadow palette ranking and review videos as well as the occasional other content sprinkled in. So if you like indie makeup, if you like eyeshadow palettes, if you like me, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button because I post 2 videos every single week. And for those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. I need to sit up taller. I'm like really low, I feel like. Okay, is this better? I don't know. Anyways, Blend Bunny Cosmetics Longing Palette. We are going to be doing 3 looks with this palette. Spoiler alert, the look on my eyes is one of the looks in this palette. But yeah, we're going to do 3 looks with this palette. I want to do a very quick, easy look. I wanted to do an all matte look that ended up being matte heavy, but there's a couple shimmers in here. And I don't know what the 3rd look's going to be because I haven't done it yet. So there we go. But anyways, like this video if you find yourself enjoying it at any point, and let's go ahead and get on into it. Look 1 with the Blend Bunny Longing palette. I think this palette is beautiful. It's so hard with Blend Bunny to not just go in the columns, but I want to not do that so that you will have extra look inspiration, because if you stick to the columns, obviously that gives you color stories to work with. And my goal is to always give you more color story ideas if I can. But what I want to do, I love doing 3 looks videos with Blend Bunny's palettes just because I feel like her palettes are always so creatively inspiring to me. So what I want to do is 1 look that's all matte. Blend Bunny is my favorite formula to do all matte looks with. So 1 look that's all matte. I want to do 1 look that's like super like quick, easy, you know, and then another look another look past that. That's sort of my thought process. I got up a little bit late today, so we're gonna do the quick and easy look today, but I don't know what I want it to be. This is definitely, like, if you're a color lover, this palette feels very neutral. I know there's technically only 2 true like neutral lines, but that's the vibe I'm getting. Part of me kind of wants to go with like the browns and like show off. I either want to use When It Rains or Love Letters because these 2 shimmers look absolutely gorgeous. I feel like I'm gonna go for Love Letters. That one's standing out like a little bit more, so I think it'll pop. So I'm gonna start with the shade Long Ago. Oh, and I dug my brush into that shade way too hard. And I'm gonna do a style of look that my friend Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner does all the time. Or maybe not all the time, but I've seen her do it quite a bit. And it's such a pretty look. So yeah, that shade is pigmented. Oopsies. Okay, so next what I want to do is Stolen Glance. And I'm just tapping over where we just put that last shade. That shade is darker than I was expecting too. And then I'm going to go into the shade Sonder here. And it's okay that it's a little bit messy right now because I'm going to clean it up. Now we're taking the shade Love Letters. That is super pretty. Absolutely obsessed. And that's pretty much the look. I'm just going to clean everything up. As far as mattes on the bottom, I might just do Stolen Glance and Sonder, but I don't think I'm going to do anything like crazy. So, anywho, I will come back and show you the finished first look. Okay, didn't even have time for lashes. Here's the finished look. I think it looks really pretty. I really like it. I really like what shade is that? Love Letters. I really like that shade. I think it worked really nicely with these neutrals. I bet it looks even especially gorgeous with the purple shades that it's paired with. But anyways, this is the look. If you see this look featuring lashes and a wig on Instagram, just know that I did that later in the day. So anyways, let's move on to look number 2. Okay, look 2, we are going to do a all matte look today. And the look that has been in my brain since I saw this palette was to do an all matte crease using the purple column and then plopping this shade Whoa, which is like the teal minty shade, on the lid. And if you've been here before, that should not surprise you because you know I love purple and green and blue all together. That's like my favorite. Those are my favorite colors for eyeshadow. Also, if my hair looks like I just woke up, I didn't just wake up, but this is what my hairs look like since I've woken up. I slept with it in braids and now they're just all over the place. So we're gonna start with the shade Twist of Fate, which is the lightest purple there. It's a very pretty pastel purple. I like that a lot. Okay, so now we're gonna go into pleating. So now I'm going into the shade Take Me Back, the darkest purple. I really, really like the tones of these purples. I think they're super pretty. Okay, so I did something that makes some people mad, some people don't care, but I used my color case from Made by Mitchell. I want to say this is the Electrics ones. I don't remember the name, but it's the bright one. I combined these 3 shades here, which are Ruffles, Sour, and Blue Jam, and mixed them to what I felt like was as close of a minty shade. It's definitely brighter than the shade in the Longing palette, but I thought it would be a nice base for the shade Whoa. But like I said, it's brighter. But anyways, that's what I did off camera. I just really like colored bases. I feel like, especially for all matte looks, they help make that color pop. So, okay, so here's the difference you can see between Whoa and that shade by itself. So obviously this is lighter, and so I'm sure it's making Whoa look even lighter on my lid. Or brighter, I should say. Okay, so I want to try and get these shades to blend in together a little bit. So I want to go into Misty Eyed. I feel like that's going to kind of bridge our gap. This is pretty much the look on this eye. I gotta finish this eye up, but I will come back and show you the finished second look. Here is the finished look, and I am wearing the Candace wig from Chelsea Smith Crowns. I need to cut the lace back more, but I don't have time for that right now, so we're just keeping on. But I thought this tone of wig with this cool toned look was perfection. So anyways, that being said, I have a hair on my lip. Okay, anyways, that being said, I love this look. Is this possibly one of my favorite looks I've done this year? I think it might be. I am seriously obsessed with this mint and purple. And you know what's funny is, and I was thinking this as I do it, every time I use like the color case as like a base, or I do something like special to like enhance a look, I always like it better, but I always steer away from doing that because I don't want to make people feel like, oh, well, I can't do that because like I just have that palette and so I can't get that same look. And my goal is to like give you all inspiration for looks that you can do either with these palettes or with other palettes that you have. But maybe just doing the extra special little stuff is just, I can at least, especially on these 3 look videos, I can at least throw one in there, you know? Just a reminder to reach for some of the other stuff in your collection and pair it together to create whatever you want to. But anyways, super happy with this look. Yeah, that's it. Let's move on to the last look. Okay, I actually am not all done, and we're not moving on to look 3 because I realized I didn't tell you guys what I did on the lower lash line. I did the same purple mattes that I did up top, and then in my inner corner I put the shade All That's Left, but then I took this shade If Only, like right here, so our pop of shimmer is just like right there, and I really think that makes the look. So anyways, there you go. Now I'm done. Now we can move on to look number 3. It is time for look number 3. So let's chat through what I would like to do. So I want to, I want to skip more, like what I've done with the matte so far is keep kind of consistent with the columns, but then pick a different shimmer. What I want to do is kind of jump across. So I want to use Star-Crossed, Sorrow, and Forlorn in the crease, and then I want to put When It Rains on the lid because this is like a gorgeous, I think it's a duochrome shade. Anyways, that's my plan. So it's kind of like a green blue crease, and we went, I think, darkest to lightest. We've already done darkest to lightest, lightest to darkest, so it doesn't really matter what we do today. So I've had a few people comment on some of my other videos saying they don't like the Blend Bunny matte formula. If you don't like the Blend Bunny matte formula, let me know in the comments down below, but also let me know what matte formulas you do enjoy, because this and the BellaBeauteBar mattes are some of my favorite, if not my absolute favorites. Same with, I really like Ensley Rain's mattes too. So I was just curious, like, what mattes people like. Viseart mattes are really good ones too. I like those. I'm trying to think.
These are pretty powdery, so I'm wondering if that's a reason that people don't like them. At least this particular palette is powdery. I don't know. Can't remember if the other Blend Bunny ones are powdery. When people like off the cuff are like, oh, this is like this other brand's matte formula, I'm like, I use way too many eyeshadows to, like, different eyeshadow brands to keep track of that kind of thing. So this is the shade Star-Crossed. It is the lightest green matte. So now I'm taking Sorrow, which is the like middle teal shade. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the shade Forlorn. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling this, like if I just packed the like light green matte onto the lid. This could be a really fun all matte look, but anyways, we'll put the shimmer on like I said I would. So again, this is the shade When It Rains down here. It's almost like a purple gold, like lilac duochrome. Okay, and this is basically going to be the finished look. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, do the rest of my base, come back, show you the full finished look. I do need to put something on the inner corner, but I don't think it's going to be a shade in this palette. So I will have used 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 out of the 24 shades. So I'll have thoughts on all but like 9 of the shadows, but I can at least give you my more than a first impressions, but not quite a full review of the palette. I'm back, and if it looks like I'm sweating, it's because I am. But anyways, it's been hours. Eye look still looks really pretty, but I decided that I'm gonna do different mattes on the bottom, sort of, because I was like, you know what, I don't want to leave us with 9 shades not used. I want to use more, and I thought this look might actually look really cool with a blue smoky under eye, so that's what I want to do. So we're gonna take a smaller brush. We're gonna start with a smaller brush. So I'm gonna take Forlorn again. That was the darkest shade we used up top. I do want this to blend together somewhat, but Forlorn is like the blue darkest matte, so we'll still be able to go blue on the bottom. We're just going to pick different mattes to blend this out with. And I haven't put anything on the inner corner yet because I wanted to see where this took us. While I'm here, I know a lot of you really enjoyed my Makeup Diaries series. I do have looks from, I think it's like March and April, that I have not edited into a Makeup Diaries video yet. I do intend to do that at some point. I think I have 2 ranking videos that I need to edit, and then I have the Gourmand Girls Peach Perfect, the new Nomad, and then 2 new Unearthly palettes that I want to do like a 4 looks 4 palettes video with. And then I have another video where I'm going to use my What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette because that was my first time trying What's Up Beauty. And then my friend Brittany Ray gifted me some of the Fantasy Cosmetica palettes, and I've never tried Fantasy Cosmetica, so it's going to be like a trying indie brands I've never tried before video. So that will be coming. Those are all the videos I have like on the docket. But anyways, if any of those sound super exciting to you, let me know in the comments so I can try and prioritize it where I can. Otherwise, probably gonna prioritize new makeup, ranking, that whole thing. But anyways, we're going into Bottled Up right here. Okay, and then we're gonna do Dear Diary, which I know isn't a blue, but I'm trying to use as many shades as possible, and I feel like it'll give us this like really smoky blue-gray vibe. I don't know, I could be wrong on that, but I think it'll be pretty. Yeah, I think those, like the bottom and the top, actually work really well together. Sometimes I feel like I do a top and a bottom and they don't really connect at all. These I feel like blend in well together. And sometimes you don't want the bottom and the top to connect, you know? That's your choice. You want it like a very distinct like difference. I feel that. I do that a lot. Part of me wants to like try the silver in the inner corner, but I'm a little bit nervous. And then I'll only have 6 shades left, which feels okay. It's a quarter of the palette, but that means I tested 75% of it, you know? Okay, so we're gonna take Remember, which is this silver shimmer in the gray row. Sorry if you just saw my super messy desk. I really like that shade. Okay, that like transformed sitting over that blue gradient that we did. Oh, I like that. Okay, and listen, if you're not like a two-tone makeup girly, do the mattes that I did on bottom all over, or do the mattes that we did on top all over. There you go. Because I think this would look really pretty with the same look if you just kept it all blue. Ooh, I really like that silver. Okay. You know, sometimes you make decisions that you're scared of and you still like it. That's the lesson for today. All right. Time for lashes, lips, everything to wrap this up, and then I will share my thoughts on the Longing palette, or 17 out of 24 shades of the Longing palette. Okay, here is the finished third look. I keep getting hair in my lip gloss. Anyways, here it is. What do we think? I really like it. I actually went for my Ardell Wispies because I've been wearing my Napa lashes from Chelsea Smith Crowns, Chelsea Smith Cosmetics, whatever. But anyways, they're very big lashes, and I just wanted something like a little bit more subtle today. I wanted the eyeshadow to do its thing, you know? So anyways, that's why the lashes look a little bit more natural than I tend to go for. But anyways, let's talk about the palette. So, first, let's see if I can pick my favorite of the three looks. You comment which look was your favorite in the comments down below. The first look, the second look, the third look. I really did like the first look, but I think I'm torn between the second and the third for favorite. I really like these colors together, but I also really, I think the second look is my favorite, but I do really like this one. I like all of them, honestly. I really like this palette. I was kind of surprised because when I saw it on Instagram, I thought, oh my god, that's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. I have to have it. And then I got it in person and I was like, I don't know what I want to do with it beyond like the mint and the purple look. Like I told you, when I first saw this palette, I said purple crease, mint on the lid, I'm there. So I was like, beyond that, I don't really know what to do with it. It's like much more neutral than I thought. But then as I played around with it, it's really not as neutral as I thought. Like there's definitely, right, you have your grays and you have your browns, but the rest of this isn't neutral. So I don't know, I was thrown off by it. But as I've done the looks, I've had more ideas pop into my head. I feel like there's a lot of different routes to go. What I love about the Blend Bunny layout and format is that you have the gradients, so you can kind of mix and match across the gradients and create different colors and tones, like we did with this down here where we used these two blues, but we brought in the gray, so we made it a little bit different than if we had brought in misty eyed, like that sort of thing. So I really like it. I think it's super pretty. I think these tones pair really well together. I think the mattes performed like I'm used to from Blend Bunny. The shimmers perform like the more recent palettes. I think I've mentioned on this channel before that I didn't really love the shimmers in the Surge or Primo palette, but I feel like since then the shimmers have been pretty good from Blend Bunny. So I enjoy this. If you like this color story, or if you've been thinking about this palette and you want to spend your money on it, I don't think you'll be mad at it. I realized that I forgot to mention any palette details, so I'm going to do that now. It's vegan, cruelty-free, 12-month open container, made in China, and it's referred to as an eye and face palette. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 24 shades that would be considered not intended for use around the eye area based on the US FDA laws. I think that's it. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know, like I said, in the comments down below which look was your favorite, or let me know if any of those video ideas I mentioned earlier would be something that you would want to see ASAP. And I will see you next time.